a vital role in your speaking, right? It gives the clarity to your thoughts. So, but there are many learners who say like, I don't have interest at all, and whenever I read something, I feel bored. Or some like there are two types of people. One who are good at English, who understand well what is written in the book. Second, who are not able even to understand what is written, what they are reading. Did the recording? Yeah. So first of all, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
A very good afternoon and same to you, ma'am.
How are you, sir?
I am good, and how are you?
I am feeling a little under the weather. I think you can guess from my voice. There is a little change in my voice.
Yeah,
So
voice and also your face expression.
yeah. I have been suffering from
Mm,
fevers 3 days. Sorry.
three
Yeah.
days.
So
3 days.
I didn't talk to anyone and I didn't post any video on my YouTube channel. So I was totally taking this.
Yes, there was a topic that I sent you that what should a beginner do if he want to start learning speaking English?
If he wants to start.
Yeah, learning speaking English.
Okay.
So,
Hmm.
in my opinion, he should just try to speak out uh, everything that he knows. He don't need to recognize what type of mistake he has been doing or he is doing for next 10 or 20 days. It is too hard to speak out in English in the society where people are living, people only speaks Hindi or their that local language.
It is difficult, yes. It is even challenging. If you are from a village or from area where people speak their local language, if you are from there and you go, even you shift somewhere else, like in Delhi, Mumbai, or cities where people speak English fluently, even then also it is more difficult to speak because then there is a fear that holds them back. Yeah.
Yeah, fear is stuck in their mind. Yesterday a lady came to my center and she spoke to me that I was teaching somewhere. I was teaching somewhere because I was not able to speak in English in the school. They made me out from school. I wanna learn English to teach my students and start my profession again. That's why I will learn English. So I told her what type of a student you are, beginner, intermediate level. So she told me that I am not able to understand English if people speak in front of me only. So what I recognized that day, there are two kind of people who wants to learn English as a beginner. One is who understand English but don't able to speak out.
Are not able to speak out. Okay.
Yeah, and one more are there who do not understand English and not able to speak out too.
Okay. Some are even not able to understand and speak. Speaking is again a big barrier. And some
Yeah.
are people who are capable enough to understand but not able to speak in front of others.
In my opinion, English is like hobby. If you have a hobby to speak in English or speak English, then you may learn it only. If you are just want to learn it to speak out because someone is speaking, you may not learn it because after 4 days, 10 days, 1 month, you will leave it.
True. It happens with many people. They do that.
Why we people are learning English and trying to improve our English? Because we have a passion to speak English. We want to make it our it's a type of hobby in us.
I agree.
So where suppose a people is there and who has a hobby to go to play cricket, he will not feel how much sun is outside. He will only play and play.
True.
So like that. if anyone want to learn English and speak how to learn how to speak English, he or
Hmm.
she should keep a passion or hobby in himself first or herself.
Yeah, there should be a strong reason, strong why behind learning English. True. Anything
Okay,
else?
ma'am. Yeah, and now we have discussed that in which condition a people can get success to to learn how to speak English. We
Hmm.
have discussed. Now, what should they try and what type of sentences should they try in the first day, second day? When the students come to me, I
Hmm.
generally provide them 10 or 20, 10 lines or 15 lines self introduction first day,
Hmm.
in which I give them a blank type of, that is a blank space there on the page. They have to write first. After written, I give them opportunity to read out it by themselves.
Hmm.
After that, I told them that now come in front of the class and read out with the help of page.
Hmm.
After that, twice, thrice repeating with the help of page, I tell them that now you go without page. I
Hmm.
will help you when you will forget the lines or sentences. I
Hmm.
do not make them remember what type of mistake he she is doing. Like if the people or if the person is doing mistake to speak out, my father is a farmer and she is living in Delhi.
Hmm.
Sorry, my father is farmer and she is living in village. I don't make them remind their mistake that you should speak he there instead of she, because if I will make them remind their mistake, he will not able to go continue.
Hmm.
He will shy, and after that he will try to leave the place where he is.
Hmm. Okay. So this is your way to teach. Do you correct them at the end of the speech, like when they speak in front of others, and you don't interrupt them in between, but do you give feedback at the end?
What did I notice? People generally notice it by themselves after 1 2 minutes after the after their time when they come to speak out, because they write it on the page first. So
Hmm.
when they go to revise the page that I have spoken correctly or not, they got it that no, I have spoken mistake wrong. 60% cases, we don't need to make them notice their mistake
Hmm.
for see like that.
Only
Sorry, ma'am.
people who are very passionate to learn this language, only they understand their mistakes without even telling them. They understand, they got their mistake as soon as they speak. In the next minute they got, okay, we did this mistake. But people who are just learning for the sake of job and for the sake of cracking an interview and things like that, they just don't realize those mistakes. We have to tell them.
When they come to me, they are in the college like IIT, ITI, and 12 graduation.
Hmm.
They don't mind their mistakes and they don't try to mind their mistake. They just come to know how to speak English. uh, those type of students who don't mind their mistake by themselves, we make them notice after 1 week, because in the first initial stage I try to make them their habit and make them feel comfortable in the classroom.
So now this scenario is a little different. See, in your coaching center, whatever you're doing is great, I must say, because if you are interrupting or if you are telling the person in the first day, on the first day, like you're making these kind of mistakes, you are not good at this, you are not good at this, he will definitely quit the journey in between, because here he is with other 15 or 20 students, and he already has this thought in his mind that other 15 students are going to judge or going to laugh, if not openly, but in mind they will think something about the person, or they will have an image about the person. So because of that, and if you are doing this, like you are giving the feedback after 1 week, which is great, because that boosts the confidence of the learner. But if I talk about this scenario, like one-to-one sessions, in this case we can give feedbacks from day one too, because he doesn't have this mindset that like she will judge or no, she is a tutor, she will give the feedback and I'll learn. So I think situations and scenarios also differs, and it depends on that.
That
Yeah.
depend what type of a student you are teaching. The students who came to you or come to you only for this, that the tutor will help me to improve my grammar
Yeah.
or improve my mistake, make me notice my mistake. Then you are just appointed to make help.
True. And not only just grammar, but I think the fluency, the confidence, we have to remove the fear too. That is already imprinted in their mind, I must say. The fear, which is really difficult task to remove the fear from their mind and from their heart, and then push them to just go and speak in front of 15 people or 20 people. So this is great, but if I at the same time, if I talk, as you started with the topic, like how they should start, so there is a one thing I have been getting from many learners, which is reading, because reading plays really a vital role in your speaking, right? It gives the clarity to your thoughts. So but there are many learners who say like I don't have interest at all, and whenever I read something I feel bored, or some, like, there again there are two types of people. One who are good at English, who understand well what is written in the book. Second, who are not able even to understand what is written, what they are reading. So that is understandable if person is not able to understand. But the people, the category, people who are capable to understand but not able to read, even after 15 minutes is again, I guess, much time for them. They cannot even read one page continuously. So what do you think about that?
The matter is, what should they read? There are so many books, so many things. We people are also reading to learn so much things. So
Hmm.
what should they read if they are beginner level?
Hmm.
So what would you like to prescribe those
First, you
people
haven't
who
explained how you
start?
make them to read or get interest in reading.
I provide them pages na, that make them feel confident, like self introduction, one to one conversation, written page. Like
Hmm.
I give them situation. Suppose someone is going in the bus, then how will they interact with the person who are already in the bus?
Okay.
So
Okay.
like excuse me, sit here.
Conversational things, conversational material you provide them to read, which is interesting.
According to different situations,
Hmm.
how to speak with the doctor, how to speak when you are going in a reception, in the restaurant with
Hmm.
receptionist.
Hmm. Got it. Got it. Okay. Uh, so that is a different case which we can discuss about, which is just, I think, for beginners. What about people like you and I? Like people like you and I are also not comfortable in reading.
Yeah, for advanced reading.
Hmm. So how to make them to read? What advice would you like to give them?
There are two type of thing. If the people is interested to read or not, or he don't know how to read. People is not interested to read, but we want to make them read. Then we will try to provide them a story type things, which will uh, horror type story or moral type story.
Hmm.
You know, that make them feel interesting.
Hmm.
We will provide them a story. They
Hmm.
will mystery story. If the people are habitual to watch horror movie, then we should provide them horror type of a story, so they will not leave the story.
Hmm. Okay.
If they are facing difficult to pronounce, then we should provide them that pronunciation of the proper word too.
Yeah, but basically, I was not asking how we provide what should we do. The thing is, people who are learning English on their own, like there are many YouTubers who are learning English, who are talking to many strangers on regular basis and uploading videos. So many of them have talked to me too. So they share that they don't get interest in reading and not at all. So I think I am not person who is going to provide them content what they can do, but what they can read. But I can just tell them how they can start and how they can get more interest in reading. So the fun part which I would like to share with you about my own self, how I started and how I now I'm very passionate to learn a lot of books in this year, and I have started already and I have completed 2 books. Okay, so how I started in 2021, I started reading first the comments on each video. Especially, I used to watch a lot of Sandeep Meshri's videos on YouTube, and there you won't believe people write things or their opinions strongly, what they believe, what they think about the perspectives, how they think about the every single stuff which is posted by Sandeep Meshri, so like business related, life related, marriage, and things like that. So people write in paragraphs in the comment box, in paragraphs. So from there I started. So this is really a very small piece of advice from my side for every learner who are learning and on their own. So they can start reading. They can get interest in reading by reading a lot of comments first. Like this, I have started. I am not sure that it will work for you or work for any one of you out there, but yeah, it worked for me. I used to read a lot of comments. There were a lot of paragraphs. Still, you can get a lot of paragraphs. If you visit any famous YouTuber and you go there in the comment box, you get a lot of comments. They use really simple, nice English, and I have, learned a lot of new words from there. Some people are very educated, so they use advanced words too while explaining their point of view there. So I think this is one basic small thing. You don't need to download any PDF. You don't need to search for any book. You don't need to know the words and things. And the second thing which helped me there by reading those comments, perspective. My perspective has started, has changed a little bit. Like once you are watching a video, you have one thought in your mind. Like while watching, you also create thoughts in your mind, right? But once you read a lot of different comments, your thoughts changes a little when you read a lot of comments. So that improves your critical thinking, I must say, and that really helped a lot me. So this is, I guess, we can use here killing two birds with one stone. We can do read comments. There you will get interest. Simultaneously, you that will improve your critical thinking too. So, what about you? Tell me, how did you start reading? Or do you read any
Yeah,
book?
uh, I was on the college, professional college, when
Hmm.
there was a presentation. We people have to give had to give presentation that time,
Hmm.
and teacher came to took our presentation.
Hmm.
From there, I noticed that we people were doing mistake and were not reading properly. So teacher was making us feel shy. There was teacher who was making us feel shy that you are in the college
Hmm.
and not able to read out. What will you do in your future? And because I think myself about myself, I was fortunate that I got that type of colleges and that type of teachers who motivates me about English very much.
Hmm.
They were telling me that, or not only me, to my friends, classmates, that what will you do if you will not speak in English? I know you will do better in different subject, management, computers, and whatever subject you study.
Hmm.
But English is not a subject. It will be your communication, language of communication.
Hmm.
So able to communicate with the person, how will you convey your message and how will you understand someone's message, what he want to say to you?
Hmm.
It was from there where I learn and get interested to read books.
Okay. So what kind of books are you reading nowadays? May I know?
Ma'am, in that time, I want to share you. In that time, in the college, they made us read about lots of you know Narayana Murthy, Bajaj, how they established their business, how they get success about Ambani's. So, because we were studying management too, so it helped us very much, and we studied that, uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Got
it was making us feel interesting because we were knowing that how a people get success. When you will study about Anil Dhirubhai Ambani, there is a one of the biography, not autobiography. It's I think biography about Anil Dhirubhai Ambani. You
Hmm.
may feel very interested to read it more and more. Not only once, I read it twice or thrice. When I gave it to one of my friend, ma'am,
Hmm.
he also read it more and more times. And nowadays he is in Mumbai. His
Hmm.
name is Suraj. So
Hmm.
he gave me feedback that the book motivated him very much.
Okay. So is he doing a kind of a business there?
He is not doing business, and a person who got success in business or getting success in business
Mm-hmm.
not motivate you about business, about whatever thing you want to go to do, they will motivate you, and you may find out uh, from their inspiration that how they applied their effort to get success in their field. So we should also work hard to get success in our field. We don't need to copy them for their
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
So you
need to copy
started.
their style.
Hmm. So you started mm, your reading, I guess, habit. You're reading from those books, and I want to know what kind of
Biography and autobiography of success people.
books are you nowadays reading?
Nowadays, only I try to read grammars, and I have two, three books
Hmm.
mm, about some of the great success people, but I am not getting time to read it.
So nowadays you are just learning books based on grammar patterns and things which can help students in learning English in a better way. That's great. In my opinion, in my case, I just whatever I prepare for students is based on my own observations. Like I watch tutors thoroughly, the skills which tutors have. Like while some tutors don't have the skill to appreciate others to students. Some people have great command over this. Like when they give feedback, first they talk about the best part about the student. Like okay, and after that they give the feedback, actual feedback, like where you were wrong, where you made mistakes.
Where
So
we did mistake to
hmm,
improve these parts.
hmm. So I now just observe first and just listen to many tutors very, thoroughly. So, and after that, the material which comes after, reading, listening a lot of things, and my mind suggests me, like this thing you can use while teaching. Like this, I work. I don't go for books. I don't have even any book based on grammar, actually, because I think I am not dealing with kids. I'm just talking. I'm just providing sessions who are adults. So that's why I just don't go with that. And I don't know why I don't have the idea in my mind to go with grammar first. I think like just start speaking, just start having conversations, and in between tell them about the grammar patterns. The student don't feel bored or get again the fear of this grammar while speaking.
What did I notice, ma'am, as you were telling to me that we should not teach separately grammar to the students?
What we should, I'm
Uh,
saying I am not. you can do. It is your own way. Who am I to say like we should not? No, we can. It is our own different ways.
You mean you don't go that you don't apply that method,
Yeah.
and so many teachers also not apply that methods. That's why you too. Uh, but when students come to me, when you go through connect virtually to the students, when you connect a student virtually, you don't know many things about the students.
True.
You only know those things till he connect with you virtually. When students come to me, they give me feedback one by one separately after class also. So what I notice when I tell them how to speak and what mistake have done while speaking, they just forget it. They just forget it after some time because it was in the flow where he or she want to speak.
He or she
Therefore,
wants.
more and more. When we teach grammar, they learn it separately. There is a separate grammar knowledge in their mind, and they apply it after learning how to speak English, or they get interested to speak English.
Yeah, in that case, that's why I told you, like, it's not like we should not teach grammar. We should. That depends on the students, what kind of students you have. You have kids, so to kids you have to tell the grammar patterns even separately, even multiple times, not even once. You have to explain the pattern multiple times to them. Even I also need to explain the pattern multiple times, but in different conversation. Every conversation I interrupt them and tell them, and then they keep in mind, okay, yeah, and even immediately, sometimes immediately they remember, yeah, in the last session you told me that, and I did again. So these things happen. So yeah, that differs, and that's why. And it's not like other tutors are not teaching separately. That's why I'm not. It is like I haven't learned my like English or the spoken English by learning grammar separately. No, I have learned through listening, reading, and speaking. That's why.